Red Bull, Williams, McLaren, who's going to snap and who's going to prevail in turn one, and it was the mighty Blue.
But it is not over yet because both Dark and Friends are going to get an opportunity as they make their way down towards turn
and it's
4.
3 wide, unbelievable
through
scene.
130 yard. This is truly breathtaking. This is Japan, ladies and gentlemen. This is their moment, and what a show they are putting on here tonight,
There
folks.
is just no way past for Morel. Morel cannot get past Praetara. He needs this position. He needs it. And no way has he just done on the inside of that corner.
Take a bow and embrace it, son. You deserve this.
Dark HD, you are a 2-time champion of the world.
To win from the back of the grid is an incredible accomplishment.
Yeah, I think he just track limits himself there.
To win at Monaco is one of the most sought-after achievements in F1.
Oh my gosh.
To win
Set no time.
from the back of the grid at Monaco,
Dark Jr.
is impossible.
Dylan starting from the back.
or so they say.
What do you know? Dark Jr. towards the back of the grid, already up in the 8th. Open the door for Dark Jr., who darts ahead and is now up in the 7th after starting and worked his way up to 6th place. Pretty incredible. I think's happening here is Dark Jr. was happy to follow along for 12 laps, but now he's like, all right, let's put on some hards, let's undercut all these guys in front, let's go to work. But they're gonna come right up next to each other here into turn 1. He is on the tail of Josh with hotter tires, deploying battery. They come close together. Dark Jr. gets ahead of him. Josh is trying to make a move on the outside into the next turn. He has to back off and he hits the wall on his right side. Dark Jr. Worst the first in first place right now. It's just mind-boggling how he's done that. Another penalty. We jump now to the front of the grid where Dark Jr. unbelievably goes worst to first.
Next up, Spain.
Hello everybody. Welcome to the lovely land of Barcelona. We are here for the BMRL Tier 1 Season 6 Round 7 here in the lovely land of Spain. My name is Josh Okenlau and joined by a freshman here going by the name of Ryan. How you doing, my friend? Hold that because I can't hear a word you're saying. I should have done a sound check, but that's my fault there. Right, there we go. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here, called on last minute, but I don't mind. It's always fun to do some commentary. Basically research into what to expect tomorrow.
Well, yeah. Speaking of tomorrow, come here, 7 p.m. GMT for the BMRL Tier 2 race once again at Spain. But we're here for the Tier 1s, and we're here to see Neox at the top of qualifying currently. Optic JS20 returning from his we'll call it a sabbatical from racing, and yeah, in P2 currently ahead of Official J Tier 2 reserve. But we're yet to see a few of the big hitters set their laps. Of course, we got the likes of Roman, Dylan, Crudevey still yet to set their laps. And Hef as well, with a bit of an uncharacteristically slow lap for him, but we'll see what happens later on.
But I don't know anything about Div 1. I don't know who to expect at the top.
Well, best bet, just go Dark Jr. at the top and you're probably going to get it right.
Dark Jr. Dylan.
Yeah, sorry. We're all used to saying Dark Jr. at this point. I was going to ask you for your predictions, but I guess that won't apply specifically. So yeah, we're missing a few of the big names around here. As we see, I believe that was Matty 102 going into P2 with a 111.9. So far, I know you haven't seen much yet, but what do you? Well, you don't know anything about this, do you, mate? So
I've done one Tier 2 race.
you've done one Tier 2. That's lovely. Okay. Yeah, well, I will say my biggest surprise so far, and that is Chicken, currently P9. On a lap, though, I must point out, and we'll go on to her onboard if I can figure out how to use a keyboard. There we go. So we'll see as she makes her way through Sector 2 now. We'll see what she'll be able to do on this lap. Currently, if I have a look at my data, should be able to see how much she is up by her time. But Ella, not purple so far, but we'll see through Sector 2 now. She comes to finish it. Goes purple this time. Will this be a lap to remember for Chicken, aka Ella, as she makes her way down towards the penultimate corner of this lap? What will she be able to do? She now makes her way now in the penultimate corner. Now we go to the final corner. Flat out if you dare. We'll see what Chicken does. Short run to the line. She goes, and it is going to be only P6 for the Alfa Romeo driver. And that was not what I was expecting, I'll say.
I'm assuming Chicken is normally up at the front.
I mean, to be fair, in recent times, well, this season recently, not being as far up as I'm sure she would have liked to, but yeah, she's definitely one that we know has the pace when she really wants it. So
That's great.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see her further up after doing another lap. To see Mo Ryland join in the lobby, of course, a 10-time race winner here in BMRL. We'll see what he can do. And Jake Laser puts it up into P2 with a 1:11.7. That is some luck from him.
Yeah, I mean, I've raced with a few of these in Division 2. Obviously, Monaco's a fairly unique circuit. Some people either love it or hate it. Personally, I love it. Yeah, it's interesting to see how the people I know as Division 2 drivers are going to stack up tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen in the past. I mean, Jake Laser, of course, he's known for his supreme consistency. So just watch on board with EARL Roman as he makes his way towards the line now. Goes only P11, maybe going for a second lap. Maybe he stopped using his battery, so that'll be all he does so far. House as well, who I know personally has paced through this lap, and he has gone purple in Sector 1. You want to take us through the rest of this lap, Ryan?
Yeah, so into the long-ish bank curve of turn 11 and then turn 8, where you do not want to hit the sausage curve. Now a blind corner, turn 9. Doesn't quite go flat, I don't think. Slight lift, but that's fair enough. Now into the reshaped turn 10. It's been reshaped for a while now, but I'm still getting used to it. As now we go long left into 11, which is a carousel corner akin to those at Budapest and Zandvoort. And now into the double right of turn 12 and New Holland to round off the lap. Get as tight to the line as you can and just pedal to the metal. And it's a 1:11.1.
That is a scary precedent set by the other Alfa Romeo. One with a bit of an underwhelming one, and one with an absolute stormer of a lap. What a lap from House here.
JE just going in with a 1:11.6. I'm now concerned because House has gone a second faster than my time trial.
Yeah, can confirm personally, House is very fast. I was racing with him just about 2 or 3 days ago, and I had an interesting battle with him. It was not easy to say the slightest, but possibly if he's using the same setup, he is running very, very high wings. So we might be able to see good quality pace, but will it translate into the race? Of course, we don't know as of now, but it will all come out and play in the race. And do not scratch your eyes. Do not get ahead of yourself, because Dark Tune is on his lap right now, and this a very good reason I'm here commentating instead of racing right now, because this man right here absolutely ruined me. This man went from last to first in Monaco last time out here in BMRL for round 6. And what can he do in Tier 1 in Barcelona?
Yeah, of course, myself and Dark Junior pulling off some good wins at Monaco. I probably sound a bit full of myself, but I've been told it's spectacular what I did.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you here because we've just seen Dylan's got off there. He's done a bit of a science impression, and that is him gone. And he's, again, we saw it last week. He had to go from last to first because he couldn't set a qualifying lap. just pushed too hard, kept on invalidating. He needs to be careful. There's only 7 minutes left. Got another chance to
Red
go
Bull
again.
making
There's
all-
still time, but he needs to be careful. More Island, only P10 for him.
Red Bull making lawnmowers now.
Well, yeah,
An
probably.
old,
If we're
old
honest.
F1 meme from back in, oh god, was it 2020?
I think that was Mercedes. Bottas.
Yeah, first race I ever watched, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, what else was there to do in lockdown?
Yeah, true.
But watch people drive around at 300 kph in overpriced coffins.
Overpriced coffins. Okay, mate. Wow. That is certainly something. So yeah, we'll see. Doc Jr., I believe, is going again. You want to take us through this lap once again, Ryan?
Yep. So into turn 1 and 2, it's a nice high-speed chicane. You don't want to dip a wheel on the green on the right. Now into turn 3, a long corner where you do want to open it up on the exit. Now into turn 4, you need to turn in late, hit the apex, and get as wide as possible without snagging the grass. I've done it myself. It's not fun. Turn 5, heavy braking, and now around. Not as up on the curb as I've seen most people do so far. Now 6 and into 7. 6 is a nothing corner. 7 and 8 is a very high stake chicane. The blind turn 9 now. He is full flat to the floor through turn 9 and onto the back DRS straight. Now braking into turn 10. It's not as heavy braking as it used to be. And now round turn 11, another long medium speed corner, and he has a snap, and he's off the track at turn 11, and that is his lap over.
Things are just going from bad to worse for Doc Jr. Still P14, last of the last. The pressure is very much on now for him. I won't say predict it, but is he just pushing too hard? Is this going to bite him in the butt later on?
Maybe he's finding an excuse to do back-to-back last to firsts.
That's what we'll call it. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Heh has done a lap and gone with a 1:11.8 unless he went slower. I can't remember the original lap time.
I'm honest, I don't either. But he's finished his lap. And another point of notice for... Go on.
Optic and Jake starting laps, and Roman as well.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that later on. One thing of note is the marbling around this track. I've heard around from a few drivers that it's probably best to go out and set your lap around the 4-minute mark, because after that, you just lose the grip on your tyres. Optic is just under half a tenth up on his time, but he has gone purple in Sector 1. You know he struggles a little bit in the middle sector, but we'll see what he can do as he makes his way now down towards the very, very tricky corner of turn 7 and turn 8, now into turn 9 as he makes his way onto the back straight. Let's see what he does as he makes his way towards the end of Sector 2. What's it going to be for him? Or have I missed Sector 2?
I think...
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, it definitely happened
braking
though.
zone,
I didn't see it in time. Anyways, as he makes it now down towards turn 13 and onto the run to turn 14 and the last corner. And what will Optic JS20 be doing for himself here? He goes only to P6, 11.8, just pipping his teammate for that position.
He's only 7 milliseconds off of Matty 1 of 2.
Oh yeah, that's a good point you raised there.
Needed.
It is quite close actually from Neox down pretty much.
Well, it's like esports level like times and then house.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, yeah. House is just on a bit of a planet of his own right now.
We see Chickham now on her lap into turn 4. Ooh, looked a bit scruffy on the entry. Very tight to the grass there. I think any more left and it would have been a nice pirouette as BT Elite has joined the lobby. Now into turn 7, riding the curb on the inside a bit much. I think just trying to get all the time out. Like, I suffer from it myself. You know, if you're trying that hard, you're going to make more mistakes. And even though you think you're going faster every corner, going fast for every corner is worsening your lap because you're trying to take them all as fast as possible. Now rounding Eurocar and New Holland, and it's going to be a 1:11.8 up to P7, splitting the house cars.
I think that's going to be it for Ella here. I don't think she's going to have enough time to go and come back in and go. No, she isn't. That's qualifying over. P7 at best for Chicken. Another bad qualifying for her here. And I think also Optic might be... No, she might be okay to come out again. We're going to see, hopefully, some people coming out for their out laps now. Yeah, we see a lot of the drivers piling out now out the pit lane. First one, I believe, is official JE. I'll take that back. It's Chicken. Wait, what? I saw it.
That's Matty, one of two,
No, it was
on a
House.
flying lap.
It was House. Never mind. Right, so we will see. Oh, Matty 1 or 2. Oh no, he's in a
Yep.
Ferrari. I was looking at the Aston.
Aston?
Yeah, he's Aston
Oh,
tier
right,
2. Right, so we'll see. I think JP Hughes will be the first person to... No, he won't. It will be his teammate in M. What will be the first person to start his lap. E12 currently
Matty's
for
on.
M. What?
Matty's off! Matty's hit the wall!
Matty 1 or
Matty has
2.
hit the wall.
Gone.
Yeah.
Elite has left the session. He's not going to set a lap in time then, I guess. And Matty 1 or 2 has lost it. There is time if he can charge his battery to go again. But it is going to be borderline. And can he charge his battery enough? He's trying his best to drag the brakes and get much time in. He's yellows. He's going at 20 miles an hour right now. Trying to recharge his battery. But Matty 1 or 2 struggling right now. He's got a few people behind him. Get out of the way if you're not bloody careful. And Ryan, take us away for a minute because I'm getting a call from one of the admins and I think it's got something to do with what we're doing.
Yep, okay. And we see now, Matty 1 or 2 going to the line. He is going to try and start a lap. As for who is the closest to finishing a lap, we have got Mwat, who is now going through turn 10. Moore Island has retired from the session. I believe he may have just pulled over because he didn't have time. As Mwat now going through turn 12 and now through turn 13. He's going full pelt through that corner, activates DRS, and he will stay in P11 16 milliseconds slower. As we see now, Hef cannot improve on their lap time. That is qualifying over for them. Chickham. Ella has come into the pits and crashed! Chickham has crashed on her way into the pit lane.
I think JP Hughes will be the next one. Comes into the pits. Behind that will be the Mercedes of Neox. No, it won't. It's the other Mercedes. Roman, P12 currently. Stays P12 as it is. Will now look towards this time Neox. He is not improving and he will be out. And P2 at best for him there. What can official JE do to improve? Matty 1 or 2 is on a lap. We'll see what he can do. He's going to be the first season validated, so that's going to be enough for him. House now is making his way down towards the final corner. What will House be able to do is he makes his way now out of turn 14. And will he improve? He stays where he is, P1 currently, but we'll see. Can official JE do anything about it? No, as he enters, he's in the pits, and I think that it. No, I take that back. Dylan's gone P1, 110.9. I didn't even see it went that quickly. He is just gone. Done a one-lap wonder and taken P1. Dylan is back on pole.
In that time, what we've seen is Optic has crashed out of turn 11. Jake Clayers and Chickham have both been disqualified. And Moore Island has crashed at turn 8. I don't know.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Shit. Need to restart the lobby.
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
Is that because of the disqualifications by any chance? Jake Clayers lost his lap. I don't know where that went.
Fuck, okay. I need you to take a screenshot of this. Actually, no, I'll do it, don't worry. We're fine. We'll do a lobby restart and then...
You need to pause the stream.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, we'll take a short hiatus while we do a lobby restart, and we'll come back with you very soon. Right. Well, apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Just a slight hiccup with the lobby, which we won't name. Responsible for that, but we're alive. So yeah. Of course, Dylan got pole. Big surprises there. Although he did give us a little bit of a scare beforehand, but yeah. So now that we've got the quality rundown, what's your prediction for pole, Ryan?
What do you mean for pole? We've done
Oh,
pole.
for the win. Oh, shush, mate. Shush.
I think it's hard to call because, as we've seen in qualifying, on Dylan did 3 laps, went off track on 2 of them, which means what we're doing 33 laps, which means he'll go off track on 22 laps.
Well,
So, in that
theory,
sense,
yeah, you're right.
in statistically speaking, you should go off track on 22 laps. But obviously, different quality, you're pushing flat out every lap. The race, obviously, you're going to take it a lot more careful. It's just going to be very close between Dylan and House for the win.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. I think the gap in quality might be the closest we've seen all season. Of course, it's usually Dylan on top, but and then him, with everyone else in like another F1.5 really. But today, House has set a really, really good precedent, and we've seen him get very close. Maybe one of the closest we've seen, but now we're gonna go because the lights go on Rise and the engines scream, and we are underway here in Spain. Dylan gets away well, but House gets an even better run, maybe. No, he does not. He stays where he is, P2 for House right now. Official JE and Nick going side by side. JE down the inside. He has gotten P3, and now we look back to Matty 1 or 2, fighting away with Heft, who is getting himself into P5. Can them two hold it together now? And will Heft keep the position? Answer is a resounding yes. But my 1 or 2 is dropping all the way down now. And now more Island's arriving on the scene and finds himself in P5. We got someone going off the track there into the gravel. I think that was Roman going off there. We'll see what's happened to him. He's very much at the back and now has a long way forward. No, he isn't at the back, but he's got a long way forward either way.
Completely missed the corner.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, Dylan is in P1 right now. A great start from him.
Yeah, it was absolute chaos on the run down to turn 4. There were at least 3 rows of cars going 3 wide. It's like Noah's Ark, but the animals go on 3 by 3. JE getting a very poor exit out of turn 10 there. That's letting Neox through. He's now letting Heft go round the outside. Is he going to go around the outside into turn 12? Oh, he goes off track and he hits the Aramco board. And that might be an illegal overtake.
I think so far as the stewards on the game are concerned, it is clean. But look at the straight line speed that Jay's got compared to Hef. And he is now going to try and hold it around the outside as they go into turn 1, into turn 2. Now, JE has the inside line, but just doesn't have the grip compared to Hef, apparently. But he's on the mediums. So, Hef has just done a much better line through there and being able to defend his P4.
Yeah, one thing with Spain is the toe on the main straight is akin to that of the Camel. And even in F1, I think it was 2021, the toe on safety car restart was insane.
Look at Moore Island trying to switch it down to the inside as they go into the really, really tricky corner. Moore Island he's just have to stick back and wait for a better opportunity. But look at the slipstream now as we can see Moore Island does get the shot. He's deploying his battery, used a lot of his battery so far. He's going to send it down the inside of Official JE, but just doesn't have the confidence on the brakes to make the move stick.
And we see Chickham now with Bet Elite starting from the back. Round the outside, will it be into turn 12? Yes, it will. And that allowed Roman to get a sneaky move in as well on the Sauber.
We just
of course, with Chickham being offline.
Yeah, I think she just kind of lifted off to try and let Elite through, and it just lost her. And we got some damage here. I think I saw some carbon fiber
went into the back of JE.
Oh dear me! I saw some carbon fiber flying off, but I can't see it on the telemetry. Well, actually, I can now. He has got front wing damage, and that's not going to help his chances. Now we see Mighty 1 or 2 and Optic now trying to take advantage of it and get himself into P8. Goes right around the outside of Brunavase, and I think he has to let this one go with the front wing damage, and he does so. Lets his teammate through. Elite already into P9 from the back of the grid. And Moore Island in P5 right now, trying to defend from the Fisher JE, but maybe even chase down here to get into P4.
The damage from Crucivase has caused absolute chaos at the back. It forced JP Hughes offline, and he then got overtaken by Roman and Chickham.
Well, Roman has
And-
damage now on his front wing as well, so we'll see what that does for him later in the race. Will he pit? There's no major M-plate damage, but I can see he has got damage, so he probably will stay out and just hope for the best and try and carry that damage through the race.
That's a massive crash!
We got House really close. Aston Martin crash. I'm not sure what happened there, but M-Watt is down. So is Crew Vase. I don't know what happened to him because he had damage.
I was on board.
M-Watt's
He
lost
missed the
his wing
pit lane,
completely.
and Vase missed the pit lane, went back on track and collected M-Watt.
Well, just goes from bad to worse for M-Watt because he is now P14, 5 seconds to drift from Jake Laser in P13, who might be a bit angry about his current predicament with the qualifying situation. But he has got no front wing, and now will have to
Same
go
with me.
round and round and round, get to the pit lane to change his wing.
Vase just missing the pit lane, overshooting, like what happened to Chickham in qualifying. It's the bump, isn't it? There's a bump on the pit lane entry
yeah,
here.
you're right. Well, all of a sudden, let's relax. Doc Jr. on the soft compound tyres, but look at House because he's within 5/10. And on the mediums, keeping with Doc Jr., this might be House's opportunity to get towards a win. Neox a bit further back in P3, 2.7 behind, but we're going to look at House because he's going to go blazing past Doc Jr. and into P1. House leads the Singapore, what are we saying Singapore for? Catalonia, Barcelona, Spanish Grand Prix from Doc Jr. on lap 5, getting past on the main straight.
I think Roman has gone off on the exit of New Holland. Vase just missed the pit lane again. No, he hasn't. I thought he had. Looked like it on the mini-map.
So you got Crudivase following in M-Watt. M-Watt might be defending a little bit more ambitiously, a bit more aggressive when he sees Crudivase behind him now after that incident. But we'll see Crudivase onto the hards, M-Watt onto the softs, so we'll see how that plays out later on.
The Ferraris have collided on the exit of turn 5.
And yeah, these guys are teammates right now, technically, but very frosty relationship between these two drivers, of course. The two title protagonists in the Tier 2 Championship right now. And this is a great battle we're seeing there because BMRL Optic is trying to hold it down the inside. He has not been able to do it. Mighty 102 just behind official JE, who has absolutely no battery to use. And more Rywans use that to pull away from him. And now we'll see, can Mighty 102 get past official JE? Of course, some frosty relationships, but we'll see. Will they keep it clean on the track? Mighty 102 again, a bit of understeer. Take it through this overtaking move if you get to see it.
Yep, down the straight. Once again, it's just the massive straight line. Don't really make contact! That forces JE off into the path of Optic. Very lucky that JE and Optic are still in the race. I don't know what to say about it. In a straight line, they converge and make contact.
And look who's arrived on the scene. It is BET Elite, who is now on the back of official JE. And will be trying his best to go even further forward before starting from the back. Look at the exit speed he's got there. He just seems to be carrying a lot more speed through the corners as compared to his rivals in front of him. Of course, JE, a Tier 2 racer and Elite, a seasoned Tier 1 race winner. But of course, JE is ahead and he is the man who has the responsibility to defend. So as it stands, I don't think Elite's going to have anything. We might try and send it. He does not. But we'll see later on what will happen for Elite.
Of all the defined overtaking spots in F1, turn 10 at Spain is the worst. For sure, you just carry too much speed into a heavy braking zone. You brake so quick. And as JE goes off the track and waves Elite through.
Nope,
Not
sooner
much you
than
can
we
do
would have
about
thought. But
Yeah.
JE has lost out his position to Elite. And he nearly got past him again as we speed the straight line speed from him. But now, next in line is the BMRL Optic. Of course, a Tier 2, the reigning Tier 2 champion. And we'll see what he can do. Can he move forward or will he be the next victim of BET Elite making his charge towards the front?
I think what's key at Catalonia is to have the DRS. Of course, you've seen how much Matty 1 of 2 has caught Moore Island despite Moore Island being, I think it was 2 seconds in front of JE before Matty got past. Very much, if you aren't in the DRS, it's very difficult to catch up to the cars ahead. And Matty got the launch, got the momentum from overtaking his teammate, and overall has made good strides forward because of it. But
Yeah,
as long
Moore
as those
Island.
two,
Go on, mate. Keep going. You're fine.
yeah, as long as those two fight, it could give the opportunity for Optic to catch up and maybe grab some DRS to protect himself from Elite.
But we are going to see Mighty 102 go for a move on Moore Island, and it wasn't even a challenge really. He blazes past him, and that's something I love to see because, of course, I am embroiled in a very fierce battle with this Alpha Tauri man, and I want to see him suffer, and he is certainly suffering to the hands of Mighty 102, and he gets himself into P5. Now, let's talk strategy. Of course, Doc Jr. on the softs, now 1.7 seconds separates him and House. His tyre wear currently sitting at 35%. House in front on mediums just hit his drop-off point at 22%. So we'll see, will Dylan bring that gap towards himself, or will House pull away even further? The rest mostly similar, apart from Hef, who is on the hards, but has actually more tyre wear than House with 24%. So can Hef even get onto the podium, or will Matty 102 be chasing them down? We'll see later on. But what are your opinions on the strategy so far and what we're going to see?
I think this could be very similar to 2021 Spain. Yes, I just watched that highlights video, and yes, it's ingrained in my brain. But the two-stop could very much be the ideal strategy here. As we do see, we're going to see two moves at once. Moore Island on Matty 102, and Bet Elite on Optic. Elite on a charge, and Jake Laser on JE. It's a procession of overtakes down the inside. It's turn one.
Yeah,
Definitely the
official
best
say will
opportunity.
not be. Got Roman, who is out. Will that be a safety car as it stands?
In the
No, we'll
pit lane.
see. What happened to him? It was the pit lane, yeah.
What are the rules regarding that in this league? I know it varies.
You will get a penalty point for that, fortunately.
Alright.
You cannot retire before 50% race distance. And Dark Junior's tyres are still getting worse. You've seen him very often going for the soft medium strategy. You've got to presume he'll do it here again. Maybe we'll see him go into the hard. We'll have a look later on, but currently just doesn't have the pace to stay with House. So later on we'll see what happens, but Neox is also nowhere near, so we'll see can Dylan do anything in the next stint of this race.
Crucially, for the battle of P5, the fighting from Matty 102 and Moore Island has allowed BET Elite to catch up, and Optic has just remained in the DRS, and even Chicken, for that matter, has got into the DRS. So this is going to be a fight that continues on for a long time to come.
Yeah, I think we're seeing maybe Mighty 102 and Moore Island leapfrogging each other to maybe try and catch up to Hef in P4. Gap currently 2.8. We'll monitor that as the race goes on. But Elite gets past Moore Island. I didn't see it, but it happened, and now Elite is very much in pole position to get Mighty 102 to P5 and maybe towards Hef in P4. We've seen the pace from him in previous races. From the back, already in P6. What can Elite do later on?
Elite could go on to win the race, provided if he gets a good strategy, potentially safety cars. Barcelona, not known for its safety cars, but there is a very high chance, especially on the exit of turn 9, very easy to go either way into the barriers. To be fair, surprised we've not seen one.
Yeah, I mean, Tier 1 has been fairly clean as of recent. Plus, last time out at Monaco, somehow, not a single safety car, and only a virtual safety car at the very end when someone hit a wall. But apart from that, it was completely clean, no full safety cars, and now we're going to look, because I think Elite has got a full amount of slipstream, a full serving. Is it enough for him to make a move into turn 1? He's going to hold back and wait for another day, but Mighty 102 goes a little bit wide, and Elite now swings through turn 2 and swings into P5, gets past Mighty 102, and now next on the list is Hef, but Mighty 102 will not let this be his last battle. He will certainly try and get it back later on. He'll be ruining that mistake currently.
Yeah, it's he essentially did the dummy. I know it's a thing that Daniel Ricciardo liked to do a lot back when he was relevant at Red Bull. Uh, but he'd often pull to the inside and then pull back, and that would obviously scare the car in front of him slightly offline and allow him to go through on the corner exit.
I have a feeling Elite just doesn't have the pace, however.
Oh.
All completely away. Have you seen something, mate?
Yeah, it was just Elite dropped it a bit on the exit of
Oh,
10.
right, okay. Yeah, he
And I
has
thought that
actually
might
showed
be
a
it.
bit of pace, but I mean, 6 tenths getting onto this straight is not enough. You'll see that Matty can just rope it in and bring it in and in and in. And you'd think it was too far, but all of a sudden, halfway down the straight, it's not far enough because Matty 1 or 2 is into P5. Elite just maybe cannot do anything to stay ahead.
So I've just noticed I've had the corner numbers wrong.
No, you were talking about turn 10 before, and I think that was right. Yeah.
Turn 10 is correct, but then the still going left is also turn 11, then 12, 13, 14. So I'm annoyed at myself about that now.
No, that's not a big deal.
Yeah. I'll get it
here.
right from now on.
It's all good, mate. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Anyways, this battle
think-
is heating up quite nicely. Of course, now very much arrived on the scene is Chicken. Of course, maybe driving a little bit angry after her uncharacteristic qualifying drive. Currently finds herself in P9 on the hard compound tyres. Will she be able to make advantage of the delta now? Will we see the tyres start to wear a bit more? Doc Jr.'s on 56% tyre wear. He's absolutely struggling right now, but he's still out there.
Cope with that.
And he's still going on that. And we now see into the pits is Matty 1 and 2. So maybe just trying to get the undercut, the point where he can be more than a second ahead of the next driver, because we've seen how powerful the DRS is. But Moore Island isn't letting that happen. A man of interesting strategies is the way I'm going to say it. And yeah, we'll see. Moore Island now onto the softs. So I think we've got... He's trying to...
Stop.
He's going for a two-stop, isn't he?
Yeah.
As I said,
I did.
Moore
I
Island,
did say the two-stop is probably...
a man of interesting strategies. And we're seeing now...
It runs in AlphaTauri. I mean...
Oh my days. Matty 1 and 2 on the hards. Moore Island already on the softs, getting past Matty 1 and 2 into turn 3-ish, turn 4 really. And Karina Vase is out. I said to him before the race, keep it clean. He's sped in the pit lane. I think he just retired in the pit lane. So he just had to look after the damage, and he is retired from this race. I think that'll be a penalty point for him as well, because it's before 50%, unfortunately.
Crucially now, so Dylan has managed to take his tyres 13 laps in. All he has to do is 20 on the mediums, and the disparity from soft to medium tyre wear at Catalonia is quite a lot, actually, as far as I'm aware.
We'll have a look for Dirty Air, because JP Hughes is not anywhere near, so we maybe know it. The Dark has got
behind of a tiring car.
Oh my days.
I had a heart
could have
attack then.
ended horribly, because we saw the retired car Recruiter A's coming out, and Doc Jr., I mean, he must have seen something we didn't, because he drove right through him. But Doc Jr. got a nice gap in front of him to Jake Layers of 4 seconds, although with his pace, I think he'd rope that in within about 2 or 3 laps. But in clean air, can he undercut House now? That's a question.
I would not rule out Chicken from a good result here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hards, if she could take the hards until lap 21, 22, she could strap on a pair of softs and then light up the times towards the end on lower fuel, therefore resulting in less wear. That's why Dylan would have had so much wear on those softs. High fuel and soft tyres does not go well at Barcelona.
Of course, she was the one out of them all with out of that pack fighting for P5 with the hard compound tyres. We now see Neox coming into the pits on the hard tyres, and he'll be making his way towards the end of this race. Comes out behind Dylan, of course. We'll see, does JP Hughes come out ahead? Yes is the answer. So he has maybe a little bit of dirty air or a little bit of a man to contend with in JP Hughes to get past, make some inroads on I guess Dark Junior, but he's not really going to get it at this current pace. But speaking of
Moore
pace,
Island-
Moore Island is absolutely flying now, and Lee is driving with
What-
a bit of vengeance in him.
What's crucial for him as well is he has broken the DRS to Matty 102. So as long as he can keep that DRS broken, he could easily go on and pull off a successful 2-stop. I'm wondering, will it be medium, soft, soft, or
I mean, tends to be
medium, soft,
safe.
medium?
I mean, I think he joined qualifying a bit late, so maybe he
We've
saved.
got a new lobby. New
Oh, we
lobby.
did get a new lobby. Oh yeah.
So everybody has, I'm assuming 3 softs, 2 mediums, 1 hards.
Yeah, you'd be right there. So we maybe see a
Yeah.
medium.
Yeah.
I personally think it isn't the right strategy unless you see a safety car. As I mean, yeah, he's 2 seconds ahead, or not even. Yeah, just under 2 seconds ahead of Matty 102. You see up to chase 20 coming into the pits. So I want to keep a look at this because we did see he was in that pack before. Elite managed to pull away from that pack. He's now in P3 with Ella just
Look
about a
at the
second behind.
undercut.
But look at, yeah, a very good point because Moore Island and Matty 102 are on another planet compared to Optic, and now Optic is finding himself. I think we're going to see maybe about 2 or 3 seconds adrift from Matty 102, and around Spain,
More than that.
that is some
Maybe about
work.
5.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
5
5
seconds.
seconds.
That is incredible.
Damn, that was a good guess.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. So, Matty 102, Moore Island, now maybe in the driving seat to get into maybe even P4, because we've still yet to see Hef come into the pits. House,
What's
the same thing.
What's
Will
even more
they
crucial is... Oh, sorry.
Go on.
Ella has held on to the DRS with Elite, and Elite is on mediums.
Yeah. One thing I do want to
So-
look at is the tire delta, the gap to the leader. So I think the gap right now between, well, the gap between Dylan and House right now, Dylan sets a fastest lap on the mediums, chancing Moore Island, is 21.4 seconds.
yeah.
I think
Pit
a
stop
pit
here is
stop
about
is
22
19
seconds.
seconds. Is it 22 or 19?
I think it's 22.
22, so I think we're seeing Dylan undercutting House. But he's already on 3 lap
Oh.
old tyres.
He's trying to go for the move on Chickham into turn 4. Overtakes at turn 4. Well, there's 1 year we can point to for that. But it's actually gone well.
Yeah. Dylan doing what? I think it was Nico that caused. No, it was always Lewis's fault.
Rosberg moved over on Hamilton.
Oh, well, I'm not going to accept that, okay? I'm too biased to accept it, but...
You're
Dylan...
not Hamilton fan.
No, well, I'm a Mercedes fan. Oh, dear, we've
I mean, it's
seen...
brake checked him.
I think that was a brake check. It looked like it.
That was a... I've clipped that.
That is something we never would have seen.
House is
House is sped into the pit lane. It's all kicked off here in Spain, and Dark Junior doesn't seem to have damage. But Elite just seems to
No.
brake check him there.
He did. He moved offline and broke. I've clipped that. We can have a look at that.
Incredible. I think
And-
what we've seen maybe is him trying to do DRS chicken. House gets out behind Dylan. And look who's here. Elite is so close. Going to sweep around the outside of House. And that is Dylan.
Not
Sorry.
what House needs.
Yeah, it's not what he needs at all. With the 5 second as well. He is now got it all up against him if he wants to win this race. He needs to get past Elite as quickly as possible. He cannot wait for turn 10. He needs to go past very quickly because look at the gap now. Dylan's 4 seconds ahead already. It's only going to get bigger. House, you need to get past him right now.
Elite on 17 lap older tyres. Although, then again, hard tyres, it's like an iceberg in a sea of concrete around most tracks when you first leave the pit lane. And House is going to get past Elite pulling to the inside. He's not actually going to let him through. I thought he was. And they make contact. And that is Elite now struggling.
I think Elite will
I
just
think-
slide back past. No, it's too far now. Look at the tyre grip difference between the two of them. It'll be incredible if you see Elite go past here, but I think it's too far gone. Will he have the
Chickham is
DRS?
coming into the pit.
No, he's staying up. No DRS, so yeah, we won't see it. But gap now that separates House and Dylan is just about 4 seconds, so he's not lost too much time, but he's got a big battle in front of him. And Hef is still out on the odds. 57% tyre wear. Is he in trouble from the likes of Moore Island? And I think mainly Mighty 102, because the gap between Moore Island and Mighty 102 hasn't improved much. If you see Chicken in the pits and coming up behind Optic, but of course 3-lap newer mediums.
If you remember, Moore Island was fighting with Chicken before Moore Island pitted.
Yep.
The gap now is 12 seconds. 12.5 seconds
That's crazy.
between the two of them.
That's crazy in itself.
That's an unprecedented undercut.
Well, we will
That's
have a
12
look
seconds.
at the lap times, because as it is right now, Moore Island sitting on 29% tyre wear for his softs. We saw Dylan go about, was it 13 laps on his softs?
13 on the softs.
Right,
I mean,
look at the pace that House is showing. He's raking in that gap on the hards. He's already gotten it down to 3 seconds. What can we see him do later on? Because he's flying right now. Hef is into the pits. Jake Laser still out on the hard as well. Elite comes in as well, so we'll see what he does. I assume the soft compound tires, and that is what he does. Hef has to be the mediums. He's out behind Mighty 102.
what's worrying for Moore Island is Matty 102 is now gaining. The softs, realistically, at this track, the softs last 7 laps, 8 laps in a 50% race. It's not good.
Yeah, Moore Island now 29% tyre wear. Oh, sorry, even 33%. Mighty 102 still yet to hit his first tyre drop-off point with 20%. So we will see what happens. But I think Mighty 102 is in the driver's seat. I did say I didn't think it was the right decision to do the 2-stop unless you saw a safety car, and Moore Island might be in a bit of trouble. But to be fair, I'm surprised because I thought he would have been a lot further back than only 5 seconds behind Mighty 102. And I think Mighty 102 is going to fight for P4 provisionally.
Yeah, I think it's Jake Laser yet to pit.
Yeah,
House
still yet
set
to
the
pit.
fastest lap.
Yeah, he's fine. His last lap was well, he just went fastest with a 1:13.9. Dark Junior's last lap was a 1:15.1. So time is there for House, and he is just gaining and gaining and gaining. Dark Junior's already hit his tyre drop-off point. If you look a little bit further forward, you see a little speck. I think that is a little Red Bull rear wing that House is seeing ever in front of him. And look how much he's gained just in this sector alone. Battery, he has even more. I think House is in for the money here, but once again, he needs to pull 5 seconds even if he gets faster. So it is not over.
What Dark Junior needs is the DRS from the lap car. That's what he needs the most here.
I think what that is just delaying the inevitable though, I'm honest. Also, one thing we haven't talked about is Hef. Sorry, Mighty 102 and Moore Island both having 3-second time penalties. I think it was 3 seconds. Yeah, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
He has 5 seconds, Jake Laser 3, I think he used 3 as well.
And Hef is slowly but surely gaining on them on those fresher mediums.
Yeah, quite about a second
And
so far, and we'll see.
House is in the DRS.
Oh my god, that's incredible. He caught so much in the space of a lap. That is incredible. House is
No,
absolutely fine.
5 seconds behind.
He just
Two
went
directly
1.3
behind in
seconds
3
faster than Dylan on that lap. He is
Yeah.
driving like a man possessed. Go on, mate.
And Neox has just got past Jake Laser. I'm surprised Jake hasn't pitted yet.
Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to do. He's on, to be fair, he's actually going to tires pretty well,
Hard tyres.
only 55%. And for context behind him, it's more around on 41% on the, of course, on the softs compared to the bit. 21 laps on hards is incredible, really.
When he comes in, he will be P12.
Yes. Probably.
But he could probably, if he can extend it one more lap, he can put on the softs.
Yeah. Moore Island has to come in. He has just botched this completely as he tries his strategies and it just doesn't work from half the time. And now Mighty 102 is 1.3, but we're going to see House, who has got the DRS. Dark is flashing. House isn't even using his battery. I think he's going to pull to the left-hand side of Dark. Is it enough? Is it enough? He's going to try swing it around the outside into turn 1. They're going to go side by side with each other. Banging wheels there. House has to go to the runoff. Dylan stays ahead as it stands. Jake
So
Laser sees the
53 gets a
pits.
time penalty. Oh, more islands in.
More rounds in as well. So Jake Laser, more round, maybe a straight fight. We'll see. Elite setting the fastest lap. House is so close to Doc Jr. He's going to try and hold it around the outside. No is the answer that Doc has given him. And House has to wait again as we now make our way down towards the long sweeping corners of 7, 8, and 9. And we'll see, will House be able to get a move into turn 10, or will he wait and do it down the main straight going on to lap 24? Go on, Ryan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought that maybe the softs could go a bit further. As we saw in, was it 2020, Sebastian Vettel took softs 40 laps.
I'd advise you to talk about House here because he's right behind him.
Yep. And House going on to the main straight once again out of New Holland. Dylan's flashing, he's deployed everything he has, and I think it's going to be a much easier move this time around. Yep.
Yep, House making it look easy. Dylan tried his best, but now his mission is to stay within 5 seconds of this man that is absolutely flying around this track here in Barcelona. Of course, a very technical track and not easy to pull away.
Oh,
Heth is out, ladies and gentlemen. Heth is gone. We'll see what happened to him. I think he's made the mistake coming out of the final corner.
Into the pit lane.
Into the pit lane, yeah. Really?
Wait,
JE comes in.
Is the safety car even on? He was out, strewn across the racing line.
Well, I don't know, if I'm honest, because Jay's come in.
I'm amazed that isn't a safety
expecting
car.
a safety car, and clearly it hasn't happened, and Jay's now near enough dead last, apart from Emwatt, who's
He's gone on to the hard.
not even driving his car. So F's got Hef's out completely. Obviously, he's got front wing damage. He's got more than front wing damage, and just like that, Mighty 1 and 2, my friend, you are fighting for P4, but watch out behind you because you got Elite on the soft compound tires.
That is one of our podium contenders now out of the running.
Wow, so, I mean, still, did you see what happened? Because I still don't know what's happened there.
Yeah, unfortunately I just flicked off him, but I did catch he was coming into the pit lane. He hit the bump, I flicked off him, then couldn't flick back because he was out. So I think he's hit the pit wall.
What happened there?
I don't know.
He just came
I don't
in,
know if he made a...
he
might
got
have
damage somewhere. But where would he get damage? At Spain?
He might have hit the curb on the exit of turn 13. The first right-hander. He might have hit the curb there.
Yeah.
Then been diverted to the right. And
Poor Island on the softs. He's doing nothing now though. P9 he is right now. I think he'd be P8 at best if he can get to Jake Laser. It's going to be a straight back between them because they're both on the same amount of tyre wear. And Jake Laser managed to do one less pit stop and just did the hards to lap 22 and is ahead of Moore Island. So that just shows how bad the strategy was for Moore Island there. And we're going to look to pick him because she's right behind official JE, never mind, has come out of this race. I think he's just gone into the pit lane and retired.
Yeah.
After preempting a safety car, he wasn't having any of it, and he is gone. But I was going to tell, it's too late now because PET Elite has gotten past Matty 1 or 2. But I get the sense that it is not over. But Matty 1 or 2 getting a massive wash of understeer there, and now he's got it up against him to get past PET Elite, going on to lap 26 of 33.
I don't think that Mass 102 is going to have the battery to play with, if I'm honest. It's going to be very difficult to get past, although Elite is now flashing.
The back marker again. Okay, we're alive. We're all alive.
If the retired cars didn't go, Dylan would be out, and now Elite would be out.
I mean, Elite has had a few near misses. I mean, we talk about the incident with Dog. We'll see how that goes on later on. What the stewards have to say for that. But Optic is right behind Chicken. I think she was behind Optic before, and I think she got past him. And now, after a bit of a lackluster qualifying, finds herself in P6. A great recovery drive so far. Might go to 2, of course, with the 3-second penalty. Can she get within 3 seconds of him?
It's going to be a tough ask, but you got to realise as well, Matty 1 of 2 on 13 lap halves. What will that be at the end? That'll be 20 lap halves. I don't think that his tyres will fall off a cliff, unfortunately, for Chicken.
Well, I can tell you Sideways so currently on 38%. Context
wow.
Dark Junior 44%, House 22%, Neox 31%, and Optics 29%.
And I think what we do need to keep an eye on is the fact that House is not 5 seconds clear of Dark Junior.
Yeah, but he's pulled out a pretty nice gap, and Dark is fast approaching the second tyre drop off. House has just hit his, so we might see his pace somewhat drop off as well, but we'll see. This is going to be interesting towards the late stages. I think I'm actually going to turn on penalties now, so you guys can see what's happening with the penalties. But yeah,
It's 3 seconds for Matty, 1 of 2, Jay Clay to Moore Island, and JP Hughes, and 5 seconds for House.
so I think M is not in this fight now, unfortunately. He's going to be staying where he
Lap
is.
down.
JB Hughes also is in a similar situation. Of course, had some great pace around the likes of Imola, Spain. Sorry, Imola and China. Especially China. I think he was fighting for P5, P6, of course. And yeah, this time not so much. The Aston Martin's not having a day to remember currently.
However,
But go on.
all it takes is 1 DNF up front and M Watt's in the points.
Yeah, very true.
So that I think that's the main reason he's kept going.
Yeah, and we're going to have a look, because I think Optic has had a mistake here. And he's dropped to 1.3 seconds behind Chicken. Or is it to do with tyre wear? Moore Island is still, of course, still stuck behind Jake Laser. Things we look to see with absolutely no battery. You know, he's done an extra race and gained a total of 2 points on me if it stays like this. So, people... Might 1 or 2.
It's gonna...
Sorry, mate. Might 1 or 2 now out of the DRS. He is trying his best to stay in it with the battery, but I think that might be his battle gunner, because of course he still has a 3-second time penalty. So he's going to need a bloody miracle to to get into P4. As Dylan has got a 3-second time penalty, and that changes absolutely everything. I was about to say Dylan needs a miracle, because he's already now 4 seconds behind House, and House was still pulling away. Now Dylan needs a fucking godsend, because he's got a 3-second time penalty, and he is already 4 seconds behind House with the 5 seconds. The gap needs to be 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds, if he wants to win this race. Ryan, this is getting interesting now, mate.
Yeah, I think as well, in regards to BET Elite and Matty 1 of 2, the soft tyres are going to start becoming painful to use on lap 31 for BET Elite, when they'll be about 11 laps old. And Matty 1 of 2 should be able to gain. But will he then be able to pull a further 3 seconds? I doubt it. I think Elite has sealed a strong P4 finish from P15 on the grid.
Yeah, great draft for him. And Dark Jr., as I mentioned about him hitting his second drop-off, and that might have something to do with his time penalty. And House is now very much in pole position to get the win. I keep on saying pole position as if he's in pole, but you get
prime
what
position, don't you?
Well, no, pole position is still the correct English to use, but it sounds weird because in F1 pole is like pole.
Yeah, I get in the context of racing. Yeah.
Anyways, Dark Jr. 55% tyre wear now, so he is very much struggling, and I don't think there's any way back for him now. I think he's gonna have he's gonna need something to get into P1. His last lap was a 1:15.3, House of 14.7, so he's gonna need a miracle here. Have a look at House's penalties anyway to see if there's maybe some whiff of something that can be done. So House, he's gone the entire race without any warnings. So he is driving like a man possessed right now. I'll have a look. What's
Been a dominant display.
Safety car off.
Was it?
Oh dear. Safety car was off. That's why we didn't get one. Oh Jesus. All right. Well, we move anyway. It's been a good race, and Dylan, I think, realised what's coming. 20 seconds behind him. He has what needs to come in for the soft, still for the fastest lap. But is he going to come up behind? I think that's a stupid move. He's just giving up about 3 points.
We're actually gonna see he was 20 seconds behind. How far behind Neox is he gonna come out? Because I said it's 22 seconds. You think 19. This is going to be the test.
Gonna come up behind him.
Oh, it's going to be close.
Oh, I think that's 19, mate.
It's in between. It's about 20, 21.
Yeah, I think that's around. I think I was around there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think he should be able to get the fast. But he needs to pull 3 seconds in 2 laps as well. So we'll see.
It's when the tyres hit around 15 to 20% wear that you can no longer take the final corner flat.
Right,
That's when you have to start lifting.
information. So Mighty 102 now very much behind. Chicken can't really do anything to make inroads into Mighty 102. Nick Glazer is arriving on the scene to Chicken, and Optic is now behind Jake. We missed that later as we were looking at Dark Jr. coming in.
Jake does have the penalty.
I know.
So
Yeah. But you got
needs-
past Optic or something. So. Keep going. Sorry, I missed that as well.
penalty. Yeah, Dylan getting
got
past me up.
Neox, so now it's the battle to get 3 seconds on Dylan. I don't think it's going to be much
Wait.
of a battle.
Elite's
Neox,
caught higher. Yeah.
43% won odds.
Elite
mate.
he's caught the 16 seconds there was to Neox. Was it six? I swear it was 16 seconds. Oh no, it wasn't. It was like 4 or 5. It was 16 seconds
Yeah, I
from
mean,
Neox
Elite is,
to
I didn't even
Dylan.
realise that Elite is absolutely flying. Last lap, 15.4, Neox 16.1. I didn't even realise how fast he was catching him. Neox must be struggling on his tyres. Mighty 102 is very much struggling on his tyres. And Chicken do anything as it stands? No, it seems like so far.
How has Elite kept these softs going is what I want to know. Because Moore Island pitted after, what was it, 10 laps?
Yeah, how long has he been on these tyres for?
12.
12 laps. That's incredible from
That's
Elite.
longer than Moore Island did on mediums.
I think Elite might be on for a podium here.
I mean, I am going to ride on board with him for the rest of this race. Although we do as well have Moore Island catching Optic now.
What's the other 3 second
But I
time
think
penalty?
down the straight for the last time around, having a look at the battery, they're about even.
Oh, I think I better have a look at
And-
Elite. Moran gets past Optics, but I'm going to go forward because Elite is right on the back. Dylan's at the fastest lap. He's on the back of Neox. This is probably his last chance to get Neox. If he has the pace for it, he's catching, but it's just nowhere near enough. He goes late on the brake. I think he's got the grip advantage. Next opportunity is turn 10 for these two, but it is looking like Elite might have to miss out. He's going to try and maybe send it down the inside as they go towards the end of sector 1. He's going to go down the inside. He's hitting there. Elite has taken Neox out there. Tried to put it down the inside, and the gap just wasn't there for him to go into. And controversy of controversy. Elite making contact with Neox. We're going to look towards House, who is making his way through turn 13 into 14 of lap 33. He is being stellar from start to finish. House wins the Spanish Grand Prix, taking the 5-second front serve. Dylan, he tried his best. He tried all his might. Of course, getting the 3-second. And could not keep the gap to House. But he comes home with the fastest lap in P2. A great drive for the championship leader here. And if we look a bit further back, Elite, we'll talk about the controversy after this race. And maybe we'll hear from Neox as well. But he will be P3 on track from the back of the grid. He waves about in celebration. Mighty 102 is right on the back of Neox, but cannot do enough to get past him. He stays P5, Neox P4, Chicken P6, Jake Laser finds himself in P5, Moore Island with the Frankenstein strategy P8, Optic with a bit of a rough final third of the race in P9, and then the Aston Martins of JP Hughes and Mwat will round out P10 and P11. Mwat was lapped, so was already finished, and JP Hughes will be the last person to cross the line. Well, what a race. Opinions, mate?
That was certainly a hell of a race, that.
Yeah, I'm not even surprised by that. Driver of the day for Elite. Of course, I think it was P15 he started, and he found himself in P3. It's a great drive from him. Didn't have the pace to get into P1. Maybe if we saw a safety call, we maybe would have, but unfortunately, it's not enough for him. And I'm sure he'd be happy with a P3 from the back, though. So, we'll do the official race rundown. House is in P1 from Dylan. BT Elite gets himself into P3. Neox in P4 after being in P3 for near enough the entire race. Mighty 1 or 2 bounces off P5. A great drive for him staying where he is. Chicken with a bit of a rough qualifying, making her way back up into P6. Jake Laser with a great race into P7. War Island, idiot, P8. BMRL Optic in P9. JP Hughes P10. And what rounds out in P11. And then the people who we will never see again in Spain retiring. We've got official JE Hef, who had was strung from, you know, the very start of the race, ending up in P13, retired, and Creative making contact with, I believe it was Neox to get damage. M-Watt even. And no, it was Neox before
get
M-Watt.
damage M-Watt.
Yeah. And then, oh no, it was Roman. He made contact with Roman. And Roman, of course, getting damage as well from that incident. So, yeah, a great race.
The interviews?
Yeah, we've got the interview people in.
Field. I think that the main fight will probably be between House and Dark Jr.
Yeah, House was well, he was sensational really from the word go. Of course, he led most of quali, just got picked just by the tiniest amount by Dark Jr. in qualifying, but you certainly made amends for it in the race. He was probably the class of the field, and as far as the race was concerned, you know, the little blip of the 5-second penalty was all that she wrote, and apart from that, he was near enough perfect. Didn't get any warnings as far as I saw. So yeah, great race. So we'll just wait maybe about a minute longer to see if we get well, there's Elite.
Here we are, Peter.
All right then. So we will start with the man in P3. Elite, my friend, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good, mate. It was a great race from you. Of course, it started P15. Managed to join in the lobby. Of course, didn't get a chance to qualify, but just take us through what you're expecting before the race started. Starting from the back.
Well, I haven't even played this game in about 2 weeks now, since the last race in China. I wasn't expecting nothing at all. I barely ever do Spain, so I was expecting like low points at the minimum, but I ended up making my way through the field and ended up P3 somehow. But yeah, good race.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly a good race. Was anything setup related that you had like a bit of a lower wings? Because you were just flying past everybody, really.
Yeah, I know I had quite high wings. I think I had 49.40, I think.
Yeah, that is quite high wings then. So I guess it is just the absolute pace that you had on show there. And yeah, we're gonna move on to a bit of controversy here. I've forgotten to do the graphic.
So turn 4 on the last lap, trying to go down the inside of Neox. Just tell us what happened.
Yeah, so from my point of view, I was just alongside him with his rear tyres, and he just completely turned into me. Left me no space whatsoever, so I had literally nowhere to go. There was nothing, I couldn't do anything in that situation. I was going to try and give him the position back, but he completely spun, so I just went.
Yeah, okay. And just remind me of your tyre strategy. What was it you went for in the end? I can't remember. There are a lot of wacky and different strategies throughout the race.
It was medium to soft. I think I pitted on lap 19.
Oh yes, of course, because you took the softs. I think it was 13 or 14 laps, which we didn't expect.
Yeah, it was a risk. I wasn't sure on the strategy, but I took a risk with the mediums, see how long the mediums lasted, and they actually felt really nice throughout my whole stint. So I thought I'd just extend as much as I could, and that's what I did. Yeah, good strategy in the end. It worked perfectly.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the man that finished P3 on track. I say on track because on the final lap going into turn 4, there was a bit of controversy, and don't want to rub any salt in anything, but we've got Neox in there. I just want to hear, well, first of all, how are you doing, mate? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Well, okay, it's not as bad as we thought. Then he's doing fine. So, but what I will ask is just what was your opinion of what happened on the final lap? Because of course, if it didn't happen, you may have been on the podium. But we'll just get your opinion on it if that's all right.
I mean, yeah, into turn 4, I tried to brake a bit later, and the arrow just wasn't there for me. So I'm just trying now to look on the replay, but yeah.
Yeah, it was certainly a borderline incident, but don't let it take away from what was a great drive. You find yourself in P3 for most of the race. A bit of a lonely one. What were you thinking throughout the race?
Yeah, it was a pretty lonely line for my side, because yeah, those guys in front was just beast and on another level. So yeah, I was just having my own pace. It was decent, not great, but yeah, it is what it is. But then all of a sudden, I was looking behind me. I didn't thought that Dylan is gonna pit another one, so I was like that's a bit surprised, because I felt like I could keep McLaren behind me about 1 second all the time. But yeah, it is what it is at the end.
Well, yeah, I would say certainly don't let that take away from what was a really good race. Any questions for him, Ryan?
No, nothing more really. Just a shame that the race had to end in such a fashion.
Yeah, it is. It's all. Yeah.
Well, anyways, we will move on to the man in P2, Dark Dylan, Dark Jr., whoever. You thought, yeah, you'd maybe see me on track, but you kind of ruined me last time out in Monaco, so now you find me in the commentary box. But anyways, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, you know.
Well, yeah.
Unfortunate.
Oh, yeah, go on, mate. Keep going.
No, a bit disappointing result, but you know, I expected it. You know, not one of my strongest tracks.
Yeah, we'll talk about quality first of all. I mean, last time out in Monaco, we saw that you struggled a bit to get a lap together, and for a long part of qualifying, we saw we thought you were having similar issues, but you came out with the very last lap, and we nearly missed it as well. Well, I missed it, and you put it on pole position right at the end. Take us through that lap. What happened?
Well, the first lap, you know, turn 1 was very poor, locked up, so I don't think getting that lap in would have been any good anyway. So I wasn't that bothered by making that mistake. Second lap was pretty decent, but you know, I made a mistake final couple corners, and then third lap, I wouldn't say it was great again, but you know, it did the job.
Yeah, it certainly did the job to get pole position, and going into the race, you just seemed like you're a bit on the back foot as compared to House. You want to, explain anything that was going through your mind at the time, or was it just House, having a bit of a cutting edge?
I just think it was faster. Simple as.
Yeah. Well, in terms of strategy, you went for your customary soft medium. In hindsight, would you do it any differently, or are you still going to stick to your guns?
No, I thought the strategy was fine. I just, yeah, as I said, just House was faster, so, you know.
Well, it's been a pleasure again speaking to you here on the interview, in the interview box. Any questions for him, Ryan?
No, nothing more really. Just again, really good race. Run from you, Dark. Yeah, I think was it just lacking a bit of pace, or was it strategy overall that wasn't enough?
I think it was a bit of everything, you know. When the calendar, you know, came out, you know, Spain and Portugal, you know, two of my least favorite tracks, you know. So yeah, not looking forward to next race either, but you know, we can hopefully get you know, a win next time around.
Yeah, I'll be licking my lips here in that one. As for next week, don't forget Portugal next week. Don't be there. Don't be there. Don't miss it, because we'll be here at 8 PM BST next week for this Portugal race. But anyways, we will move on to the man in P1. House, my friend. I'll say it again. How are you doing?
Great. It feels great to break Red Bull record, and it feels great to finally be on the top spot.
Yeah, now that you pointed out, we had a bit of a Red Bull renaissance in this season. It's been Red Bull first. I mean, if it wasn't Dark, it was Fraser, and yeah, you've broken the curse, and I can say congratulations, mate. How was qualifying for you? Want to take us through it?
Well, for the qualifying, I felt pretty good. I mean, my first lap was definitely better than my second one, and my first lap, I believe, was the one that qualified me on P2, because on the second one I made a slight error, and I think that gave Dark an edge. So that's the only thing I regret, but starting P2 on this track is okay for me. So, and especially when I saw that he's starting on softs, I knew that P2 is actually better for me. So qualifying, I'm fine with the result.
Yeah, well, of course, I saw your pace firsthand a little bit earlier on this week, and one thing I noticed was about your setup. Did you change anything with your setup going into this race? Because I think you had quite high wings, but certainly you had enough to get past Dark. So anything change on the setup?
Yeah, I lowered them by 2 clicks on each wing. So for the first, on the qualifying, I was actually looking at the speed traps of every player, and I checked earlier that how much one click of front and rear wing will give you the difference on the speed trap. So I little bit knew what is everyone's setup in terms of downforce. So I believe Dark was around, I don't know, like 44, 34, something like that. And for the whole week I was training on this track, because he said like 2 weeks earlier that Spain is his one of the least favorite tracks. So I knew that there might be the possibility. And we were analyzing the spreadsheets, we were doing some crazy runs on the strategy, checking the fuel to have everything perfect. Of course, I almost fucked it up with the penalty of 5 seconds, but overall, I believe that starting on softs on this track is terrible idea. Softs to mediums tend to not work, and medium to softs might work, but medium to hards, I did it because I saw how he is gaining time on me and how is he overtaking the crowd. So I knew that I have to pit now. Overall, it paid off. Even that 5 seconds wasn't a problem, because I was gaining against him, and since he was on the lower wings, his tires were degrading more, and it worked. Somehow it worked.
Yeah, of course, despite the hiccup, you managed with the pit stop, you managed still to pull the gap. I just heard you mention, you were talking about testing fuel, and you said we. Were you referring to your teammate Ella? And if so, what are your opinions on her? Has he been in communication since the race ended?
Well, our communication is that she just yelled, "You did it," and that was probably all. But before the race, yes, she's preparing the setups, so that's the main thing. And we were doing those races yesterday and 2 days before when we were training with you guys. So there I was checking the fuel also, did some solo runs to be able to tinker with that. And I believe I finished the race having like less than half a lap up. So I was pretty much sure there will be no safety car, but once I didn't have enough fuel, so this time I wanted to be sure. It paid off.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations to you on what I think is your first win in Tier 1. So, yeah, congratulations to you. Ryan, any questions for him?
No further questions from me.
Well, House, do you want to just give us a last word to end on before we end the stream here?
Yeah, I hope I can do it again on the track that Dark doesn't like. Because overall he's way faster than me, and I need to find those tracks where we can close the gap to Red Bull.
Well, there we are. We will certainly be doing it again here at BMRL, because we're back again for a track that everybody likes. Well, if you like watching an F1 stream, because we will be at Portugal next week. Hopefully we'll be seeing the lovely man Jason Doyle, who's on a bit of a hiatus this week, back in the commentary box for the Tier 1 race at Portugal next week on Sunday, 8 PM GMT this time round. And before that, don't forget to catch the Tier 2 race in Spain tomorrow at 7 PM. It'll be certainly a great race. Hopefully we'll see Jason and the lovely man Morrow and aka Matt in the commentary box for that race. But anyways, it's been a pleasure. My name's Joshua Kinlow and be your commentator tonight, joined by the lovely man Ryan. Take care, everybody, and good night.